Namaste, welcome to practice. My name is Kent Bond, and thanks so much for watching. Today, 30-minute jumpstart your day with a yoga practice. Come to the top of your mat, we'll just begin. I know how hard it is sometimes to carve out that time to get to class, so here's a 30-minute flow for you. Start with your palms at the heart and source your feet and just root down deep. Lift your toes. Pretend to scrape gum off your feet a little bit. Just wake up the legs, knees tight, not locked. And releasing your hands, let's inhale to the upward salute. Exhale, folding forward. Lengthen your breath as you inhale and extend the spine. Plant your hands, step back into plank pose. You can hold plank or lower knees, chest, chin for the first one. Pushing off cobra. Exhale, roll it down, tuck the toes, lift the thighs, strong push. Back to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Come up into your runner, high lunge. Strong, slow, even inhale and exhale. Wiggle your fingers, see if you can get a little more space. And then extending your left arm out, bring it down for the high lunge rotation. You can pull the bow, rotate your ribs, pull the belly in. Taking your gaze down, frame that right foot. We're going to lightly step forward for a T balance or standing splits. Play it slow, otherwise just amp it up a little bit. Turn your ribs to the right. Take your shin and your chin towards each other. And then release back, come back into your runner. Sweep the arms up. And one more high lunge rotation. Take a breath here. Look down, drop the left knee. We'll come up into Anjane. So we come into a lunge, we lift the arms. Back bend on the front of the spine, exhale. Bring your hands to the floor. Step back, plank or dog pose. Stay in plank or lower down, full chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or raised cobra, up dog. Let's rock back down on the hips and rock the legs up and the heart up. Pull the floor back isometrically. Really feel space and length in your spine. Good. Tuck your toes, lift the thighs, strong push. Up and back into dog. 5 rounds, no throat breathing, Ujjayi pranayama. Victorious or upward rising breath. I'm holding this static. You're welcome to move any way you like. It should be about 4. Reach the left leg up, sweep it through, come into the runner, arms up. Now you can bend the back knee just a little bit and hike that right hip slightly in, pull your ribs in, and then reach out, please. Right arm, high lunge rotation. Hands to the floor. Again, Drag the back foot, take a couple of little hops, and make your T balance or standing splits. Internal rotation, upper right thigh. And easing back. Once more into the runner. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Drop the right knee down. Sweep it up, enchaîné. Just really enjoy your back bend. And hands to the floor. Step back dog or plank. Lowering down with control, chaturanga hover, or all the way down to the belly. Rock the legs up, rock the heart up. Pull the floor back, and then toes tuck. Lift the thighs, strong push. Up and back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Exhale to the navel. Bend the knees, look up, step or hop. Lengthen as you get to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Separate your feet a little wider. Come into chair with your hands on your knees and grow the spine long. From here, with your hands on your thighs or your knees, exhale, tuck, inhale, back bend, exhale. Hollow the belly as you tuck. Scroll through the spine. This dynamic movement, warming up our low back and the rest of the spine. Pausing. Thumbs in the hip crease. Weight in the heels. Lift the arms for Utkatasana, please. Deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Place your hands, either step back or hop back through the Vinyasa. Inhaling, pull the heart through. Exhale, back to dog. Turn the heel of your right foot in. Step the right foot forward. Turn the left heel in. Bring your right foot forward for Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we're going to turn the right foot in and hands to the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Prasarita, Pada Uttanasana, wide leg forward fold. And then bring your hands out a little farther and bend your knees and just let the hips move from side to side. Some of you will turn the toes out a little bit more, toes out, heels in, keeping your spine long. You'll notice that we have bricks, so you're welcome to bring the floor up or lengthen your arms by putting the blocks under your hands. Eventually you might get the ankles and the hands together. Excuse me. Coming back up, feet get a little more parallel. Lift and lengthen. Place your hand underneath your right shoulder. So right hand under the right shoulder or a block. As you can see, this is going to help you elevate and lengthen the spine. Left hand moves to the tailbone, lift and lengthen, and rotate. Lifting the arm, or you can snuggle in the left hand to that hip crease. internal or external rotation? I like the external. Good, and let's switch sides. Try to discern which sit bone is higher, which buttock is higher. Notice how that can affect the low back and the sacral area in your pelvis. Just play with that. And unwind, please. Take your hands to the floor and wiggle the feet just a little closer. Bend your knees. Bring your hands to your knees. And as we did in our chair pose, get your hands where it's appropriate and then tuck as you exhale and inhale. Exhaling, inhaling, pulsing and scrolling through the spine. Over time, you might find a little more of a fluid undulation. Good. From there, shift the feet towards the front of your mat. Step back into dog or plank. Take a vinyasa. Back to dog. Dragon shakes its tail. Reach up and back with the right leg. Keep the leg straight for a moment. Circle the ankle. And then rotate the hip and bend your knee. We're keeping the shoulders and the armpits kind of square as we rotate the hip up. Neck stays neutral. And sweep the leg through. Place it for side angle pose. Taking your elbow to the knee, or your hand to a block, or behind the ankle of your right leg, lifting up. As you get a little stronger, the forearm and the lower leg will push into each other to help you open and get a little more rotation here. From here, release back. Look down and spin off the heel of your back foot. We're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana, or the half moon. So this is my pinky toe. As I come forward, I'm going to place my hand outboard. So when I come up, fingertips are hand on the floor. It's underneath my shoulder. Feel your spine long. Open your shoulders. Keep your gaze on the floor until you really feel you've got your balance, legs stable. Then you can begin to turn your gaze if you like. Looking down, bend the front knee. Scribe a line and come back into your side angle pose. Take a breath here. And then sweep it down. Step into plank. Hold plank or back to dog. Otherwise, lower down. Inhaling. Back bend of your choice. Lower down on the pelvis. Rock the legs up. Rock the heart up. And then back to downward facing dog. Breathe. Release your neck, soften your gaze. Step your right foot just a couple inches more to the midline. Lift up and back with the left leg. Long leg, long spine. And rotate the hip and bend the knee. Maybe you do a little work with your ankle here. Left armpit tries to stay square with the right armpit. And then sweep the leg back and up. Hover in. Place your foot. And come on up. Side angle. Parsva Konasana. Kona meaning angle. So we want the spine long. And when we elevate and lengthen our top arm, we're extending from the fingertips right back to the back heel. Elbow to the knee if you like. That might help you get a little more rotation. And then take your gaze down. Hands frame the foot. We move into Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon pose. So lightly stepping. Some of you might like a block. So think about your dismount, nice and smooth, nice and slow. Take your gaze back down, bending the left knee. Scribe a line with your toe. Follow it back so you're still toe, heel, ankle, toe, heel, arch alignment, and make your side angle pose once more. Sweep it down. Hands frame the foot. Light step back plank or dog pose. And again, hold plank, knees chest chin, or the full chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps to the midline a bit, right leg reaches up and back. We sweep through and hover, and we place the foot lightly, 3/4 stance, and we come up for pyramid pose. So as you come up, straighten your legs, close the hips. So left hip forward, right hip back. Keeping your hands on the hips, you can go reverse prayer fashion. And you can also take your fingertips down this way in the reverse prayer, or you can grab your elbows. It's yogi's choice. Roll back and open, and really use that leg strength as you come forward. Inhale, come up. Take a moment, hands to the hips. Bend the front knee and the back knee. Step forward and step back. Adjust your feet. Bring the right hip forward, left hip back. Hand position of your choice. Arch the back. Reach up and out. Exhale. Sit bones move back. The spine extends. Drop the chin a little bit. And it's perfectly appropriate to take your hands to your blocks or fingertips to the floor or the shin. Two more breaths here, please. as I press down into my left foot, I'm kicking the heel forward and pulling it back simultaneously, which really gives me a bit more information about my hips and how to open them. And lift and lengthen as you inhale. Bend the knees, we'll step forward. Take a moment in our standing mountain pose. Palms to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend the spine, half lift. Place the hands, again, step or hop back to plank. Feel free to take dog pose. Lowering down with control. Inhale, dog, up dog, or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Good, and inhale to plank and lay on your belly. Take a moment. You can certainly support your head with your hands. You can turn your gaze one side or the other. Breathe into your belly. In order to make sure that the shoulders, your upper torso, and your hips are integrated for back bending, press into the tops of your toes, engage your buttocks, and let the tailbone lengthen and tuck a bit. You feel the pubic bone on the ground. Take your arms outside your yoga mat, come up on your spider fingers. And using the feet, the legs, roll the shoulders back and come up into a spider cobra. And notice where you're powering from. See if you're collapsing in your low back by beginning to take a little weight off those fingertips. And then lower down. Breathing into the belly nourishes the gut. It also allows that oxygenated blood and your energy to bathe and nourish the low back. Bring the fingertips so that you look like a crocodile. And maybe the hands move back a little. Watch your wrists to get the elbows over the wrists. And as you press down, tiger claw, roll the shoulders back, lift the legs, and lift the heart. Shalabhasana, we pull the mat back as if we're trying to slide the pelvis forward. And I love this pose because it truly reveals, if I take a little weight off, whether or not I'm engaged properly in my low back. If you like, you can interlock your fingers, pull the arms back, and take another breath or two here. Good. And releasing and gazing the opposite direction, shifting the hips, breathing into your belly. And one more back bend, please. Bow pulling, bending your knees, grabbing your feet. If for any reason this is annoying your knees or you just feel discomfort, you're welcome to roll over on your back, stand on your feet, and do a bridge pose. Get yourself sorted here by feeling the pubic bone, buttocks firm. Lengthen your thighs from the hips to the knees, and then get the shoulder blades, the lower border of the shoulder blades, move together a little bit, and then start to kick. Thighs might lift. You might play the game of keeping your thighs on the floor and lifting more open on the front of the spine. If you like, go ahead and lift the knees. Feet active. Good, and release. Again, gazing the opposite way, stacking your hands, forehead rests, neck is neutral. Shift the hips and breathe into your belly. Place your hands, ease back, toes tuck. move into child's pose. The quarter dog pose is great for a release in the back. You tuck the toes. It's like dog pose, but your toes are tucked, knees on the ground. And this allows you, as you can see, to tip and lengthen. Pelvis tips forward. Plenty of space in the low back. And then please come up on your knees. One more cat-cow. And crossing the ankles. Come through for Dandasana. So staff pose, hands pressing, elbows, arms, really pushing down. You can see I have shorter arms. Nate has longer arms, so you bend the elbows to access the earth. The heels are actively pressing down, so we activate the legs, we activate the arms. This allows us to pull length into the spine. The low belly draws back a bit, the low back draws in a bit. And this is an amazing pose to help you rewire your spine. So it's a great thing to help traction and push length back into your low back, mid back, upper back. But it also helps rehab your knees. So I'm pressing into the heels, pressing down through my hamstrings with my upper leg bones, the femurs, and that bypasses the knee. It gets the circulation and the energy to bathe that area of the body. Feet go wide. We're going to come up into a reverse tabletop. So just lift up. Lift your hips. Exhale, navel pulls in. You're welcome to take the head back. I like looking down my chest towards my knees. And then take it up, exhale, inhale, slowly lower. And we'll move into a twist. So bend the right knee, take the left hand over, take support with a block behind you. Really get tall here. And if you like, you really reach up with that left arm to bring it over and beyond your right knee if it's available. If you're rounding, you can actually lean back and lift the spine and rotate from there. So be creative. You can see my extended left leg is very strong. And unwind. Take the second side. Got a little space between the inner ankle and my right leg here. Drawing yourself up. Hugging. Using the block. This is nice with the elbow bent as well. You don't have to have a straight spine or a straight arm, but it will help you straighten the spine. Lifting up. And encouraging the ribs, the belly soft. Take a few breaths if you like, and go ahead and look in the direction that you're twisting. And then go ahead and look in the opposite way as you continue to twist in that direction. And notice any shift. And unwinding. Take the legs back. Take the legs out a little wider. You can lace your fingers behind the back of your head and your neck, or take one of your bricks and brace it. And just move right into whatever feels good, Nate. And if I'm bracing the top of my shoulder and the head presses back, you can see I'm in extension here. And then I'm folding, hinging at the hips. And this is keeping me from going backwards into flexion. I want extension as I come forward. The legs are very active, heel bones pressing. And Nate's holding steady in a static fold, and I'm going to continue with a few more of these dynamic stretches. Coming out of that, roll back, take your knees out, straighten the legs, walk the knees off a little bit, and then please lay yourself back for Shavasana, please. Take several minutes to unwind and let your practice be absorbed and assimilated. I hope you have enjoyed your jumpstart practice. Thanks so much for watching. Namaste.